For number 1, we need to simplify this expression, so let's go ahead and combine like terms. So we can have a 1 in front of this. So the like terms that we have is 1b and positive 3b, so 1 plus 3 is 4b. And then for the constants, all we have is this negative 8 by itself. For number 2, we have a parenthesis, so we know we need to distribute. So let's look at what is actually being multiplied to the parentheses. It is the 7, the positive 7, because the positive 7 is right next to the parentheses. So let's distribute 7 times positive 7 times negative 9n is going to be negative 63n. And positive 7 times positive 1 is going to be a positive 7. Now copy down the negative 9n. And we will combine like terms. So the like terms are negative 9n and negative 63n. That will give you negative 72n. And then we just copy down the plus 7 because the 7 is just a constant and there are no other constants out there. So this is the simplified answer. So for number 11, we want to write the solution in interval notation. So let's go ahead and set up the two inequalities. The first one will be this part. Negative 11 less than or equal to 1 plus 3a. The second inequality is going to be this part, which is 1 plus 3a is less than 7. So let's go ahead and solve each one separately. So for this one, the negative 11 needs to be moved to the other side, so that becomes a positive 11. This positive 3a needs to move, so that becomes a negative 3a. And then the 1 can stay over here. So we have negative 3a. 11 plus 1 is 12. Divided by negative 3 on both sides. We have a, negative 4. But when we divide by a negative, this inequality symbol needs to switch. So this less than becomes greater than or equal to. Now for the blue portion, on the left side we want the variables, so 3a over here. On the right side we want the constants, so this 1 need to change, so it becomes negative 1 plus 7. So negative 1 plus 7 is 6, and we have 3a over here. Divide by 3 on both sides. So this time we're dividing by positive, so this does not need to change. So a is less than 2. Now let's graph this on a number line. The smaller number is negative 4, so I'm going to put that first. The bigger number is positive 2. So at the negative 4, we have this underneath the inequality. So that is going to be a filled-in circle. But at the 2, there is no line underneath the inequality, so the circle is going to be an open circle. So at the negative 4, it says greater than, so we will go to the right. But at the 2, it is less than, so we'll go to the left. And so you can see that they meet in the middle. And now to write the interval notation of this answer. So filled-in circle means a bracket, so bracket at negative 4. And open circle means parentheses, so 2 with a parentheses. So this is the answer in interval notation. So for number 12, we have an equation with a fraction, but we have two different denominators. So let's find the common denominator. The two denominators are 3 and 2. So let's count by 3's. So 3, we have 3, 6, 9, and so on. And for 2's, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. So as you can see, 6 is going to be the common denominator. So let's multiply everything by 6. 6 times negative 1 is going to be negative 6. 6 times this fraction, so positive times positive is a positive, so let's put that down first. So to multiply, we will divide the bottom. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And 2 multiplied with the top, 2 times 4 is going to be 8. So we have 8p equal, this times this, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times the top, so 3 times 1 is going to be 3. And then we can go ahead and solve this. So on the left, we want the variables, so that's going to be 8p. That's the only one there is. And on the right, we want the constants. So this negative 6 needs to move, becomes positive 6. And the positive 3 can stay. So we have 8p equal to 6 plus 3 is 9. So divide both sides by 8. 9 divided by 8 we know is going to be a decimal, so we can just leave our answer as p is equal to 9 over 8. So just like that as a fraction. So for this problem, this is for number 13. So for number 13, again we have two fractions. So we have two denominators. So the denominators are 2 and 4. So let's count by 2's. So we have 2, 4, 6, and so on. And for 4's, we have 4, 8, and so on. But we see that the common denominator is going to be 4. So multiplying this by the least common denominator. So we will multiply this whole equation by 4 on both sides. So 4 times 1/2. So 4 divided by the bottom. 4 divided by 2 is 2 times top. 2 times 1 is 2. So we have 2. And then drop down the parentheses, x plus 4. So remember, we are only multiplying by the fraction in the front. So 4 times 3 over 4. So we divide the bottom. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Times 3 is going to be 3. Parentheses x minus 12. And now what we want to do is distribute. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 4 is going to be 8, positive 8, equal 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times negative 12 is going to be negative 36. And now let's get the variables on the left side. So the 2x can stay over here. This 3x, let's bring that over, so it becomes negative 3x. And for the constants, this positive 8 changes over, becomes negative 8, and that's negative 36 stays. So 2x minus 3x is negative 1x. Negative 8 minus 36 is negative 44. And then we divide both sides by negative 1. We get x is equal to positive 44. For number 14, we just want to solve for x. So the variables on the left side, so 7x can stay over here. This 3x need to move over, so that becomes positive, will become negative 3x. And for the constants, that's negative 4. Let's move it over. So negative 4 becomes positive 4. And the positive 15 can stay. So now 7x minus 3x is going to be 4x. 4 plus 15 is going to be a 19. And now what we want to do is divide both sides by 4. So 19 divided by 4 is going to give you a decimal. It's going to give you like 4 point something, 4.75. So let's leave that as a fraction. So x is equal to 19 over 4. That's the answer. So for number 15, the first thing we need to do is distribute. So we need to do that 2 times. So this parentheses, what is being multiplied by that is the negative 2. So negative 2 times 4x is negative 8x. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. And over here, we have a negative 2 multiplied with this. Negative 2 times 4x is negative 8x. Negative 2 times negative 1. So negative times negative is positive 2. Then let's copy down this 2x. That was not part of the distributing anywhere. And then we can combine like terms. This 2x minus 8x is going to be a negative 6x. And notice I can't combine like terms with the negative 8x on the other side of the equation. Everything else copy down. So negative 2, negative 8x, and positive 2. Then we will solve. So negative 6x can stay on the left side. Negative 8x need to come over. Becomes positive 8x. This negative 2 moves to become a positive 2. And we bring down this plus 2. So negative 6x plus 8x is 2x. 2 plus 2 is 4. Then divide both sides by 2. We get x equal 2. That's the answer. For number 16, so what we need to do is cross multiply. So 6 times m is 6m. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6, equal, to cross multiply this side, 8 times 3 is going to be 24. And now we can solve. So let's move the negative 6 to the other side, becomes plus 6. 24 plus 6 is 30. And we have 6m over here. And now we need to divide both sides by the 6. 30 divided by 6 is just going to be 5. So our answer is m is equal to 5. For number 17, we want to solve and then write the solution in interval notation. So we want to get the x's on the left side, so negative 5x can stay over here. This negative 3x needs to change, so it becomes positive 3x. And the right side, we want the constants, so this negative 9, let's come over here, becomes positive 9. And the positive 1 can stay. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2x, and 9 plus 1 is 10. Now dividing both sides by negative 2, we have x and negative 5, but because we divided this by a negative number, the inequality symbol will need to switch. So we have x is less than negative 5. And so to put this on the number line, here's negative 5. It's going to be a filled in circle because this is less than or equal to, and going to the left because it's less than. And so for the interval notation, we have negative infinity, and here will be a bracket because of the filled in circle. So negative infinity, comma, negative 5 with a bracket. And so remember, the infinities will always be a parenthesis because you cannot reach infinity. So for number 18, let's distribute. So negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 4, negative times a negative is a positive, so 16. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times negative 4x is negative 8x. And the 6 was not part of the distributing, so let's just copy that down. And now let's combine like terms. So on the left side, there are no like terms, but on the right side we have this 2 plus 6, which is positive 8. Everything else we can copy down, negative 4x plus 16, and this negative 8x over here. Now getting all the x's on the left side, so we have negative 4x over here. This negative 8x needs to move, so it becomes positive 8x. The 16 needs to move, so it changes to negative 16, and this positive 8 will stay. So negative 4 plus 8 is going to be 4x. Negative 16 plus 8 is going to be negative 8. Then divide by 4 on both sides. This time we're dividing by a positive, so the inequality symbol will not need to change. Negative 8 divided by 4 is going to be negative 2. So the number line, we have negative 2 over here. This is going to be an open circle, and because it is less than, it will go to the left. And then for our interval notation, here will be a parenthesis, and here also be a parenthesis because of the open circle. So our answer is negative infinity, comma, negative 2 for the answer.